Welcome to this video and description from the premiere, and before we move into the breakdown, I want to announce that every day at 5 p.m. Eastern time I'll be doing a rewatch and breakdown of every episode of the first season of From. If you want to rewatch the episodes and then come back and see my breakdowns of the first season, you can. I'll be discussing all the episodes every day. I'm also going to be responding to every comment to keep the conversation going. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the breakdown of the first episode. In the first episode, we're introduced to the town where the residents are unable to leave, and we follow the sheriff, Boyd. The episode explored themes of isolation, loss, and the lengths people would go to protect their loved ones. It sets the stage for the mysterious and eerie atmosphere of the show, hinting at the presence of monsters and the town's dark secrets. As the episode unfolds, we're introduced to the Mathews family, who becomes trapped in the town and must confront the dangers that lurk within. The episode builds tension and leaves viewers with many questions about the nature of the town and its inhabitants. Episode 1 is titled Long Day's Journey into Night, and I feel you get to understand a lot by the title. This is a seminal play written by American playwright Eugene O'Neill, written in the early 1940s, but it was not published until 1956 after his death. And the title itself, Long Day Journey into Night, has both literal and figurative meanings. Or a single day from morning to midnight, similar to the character's day to night in this town, showing the interactions of the Tyrone family from sunrise to late in the night. It literally describes the chronological setting of the play, similar to this Mathews family arrive by day into the journey into the night. The figurative meaning, on the other hand, can be interpreted as the metaphor for the lives of the characters in the play. They all have been or are in the process of moving into their own personal nights, as in nightmare. Well, that's my opinion. This is a state of despair, regret, self-recrimination, and inevitable tragedy. In the play, the characters are all dealing with their own personal demons such as addiction, illness, and regret. We have seen this regret in the character of Boyd, but also we have seen addiction and illness in season 2. We saw this with Mary as well as Tilly illness. And in episode 8 of the season, we're gonna see how he feels regret for the loss of his wife. As the day wears on, these problems become more evident, intensifying until they can no longer be ignored or avoided by the night. The first episode begins with the sound of a bell ringing, which usually signals a call to gather or go to a church. However, in this case, it serves as a signal for everyone to hide in their homes. Boyd, who is seen ringing the bell, we also saw it in season 2 episode 9 in the sheriff station, and similar, we also see a bell in Colony House in season 2. Now, in the motel sign, something that I found really interesting is that in Victor's memories, it holds significant meaning and it evolves throughout the series. In episode 4, we catch a glimpse of the motel sign. We see a symbol that says Star Magic. This sign serves as a symbol of hope and wonder, tying into the magical elements of the town and the series and the unknown forces at play. We get to understand that the town and its inhabitants are trapped in a cycle of darkness and despair. The absence now of the Star Magic sign in this episode becomes a powerful visual element, representation of this shift. The removal of the sign suggests the loss of hope and the fading of the magical potential that once was present in the town. So one of the first characters that we're introduced, and that is to Sarah, as she announced that they're closing for the night and encouraged everyone to go home. She touched the talisman, implying that it protects against the monsters entering the building. We saw her, we also see Chrissy, and we also see Boyd touching the talisman in this episode. This is one of the first elements that is really mysterious, and that is the radio that plays the music by itself with multiple songs that we have seen. And one of those songs is We Gotta Get Out of This Place by Eric Burdon and the Animals, released in 1965. The lyrics of the song echo the desire for escape and freedom, reflecting the character's desire to escape their confined situation. The significance of the music playing by itself again imply the supernatural or mysterious presence in the town. We move into Megan and Boyd for a few minutes as she wants to stay outside. The sheriff advised her to listen to her mom. This interaction showcased the authority and responsibility of the sheriff in maintaining order and protecting his residents. We're also introduced to Kenny and Christy, and Deputy Kenny is playing chess with his dad, emphasizing the motif of chess in the show. Kenny's dad praises his skills, highlighting their bond and the dynamics of their relationship. Christy, a nurse, enters the scene and showcases compassion and understanding towards Mr. Liu, suggesting her caring nature. Chrissy informed Mr. Liu that it's time for him to go downstairs to the basement for protection against the monsters. T reassures Mr. Liu, emphasizing the importance of their plan and his well-being. So we have to understand that this is something that has happened, as we get to see for 96 days, going by the days in the sheriff station or mail station. Kenny expressed admiration for Chrissy's handling of his dad, and she suggests that his mom could spend the night with his dad. Throughout this, we can see a potential romantic interest between Kenny and Chrissy. However, it's later revealed that Chrissy's in a relationship with Mariel, and we see her in season 2, adding complexity to their connection. But we also gonna see this throughout the season. In the episode, the sound of crows can be heard in the background. Crows are often associated with death, darkness, and ominous events in folklore. Their presence may foreshadow danger or impending tragedy in the episode. Frank, a character introduced in the episode, faces the consequences of not being home before dark. We see his wife Lauren and daughter Megan, who we saw, anxiously waiting for him to arrive. Lauren expressed her concern and disappointing, knowing that the dangers that come with being outside after dark or just not arriving at all. Megan too is upset and questioned why her father is not there to keep his promise to be home before dark. The consequences of Frank's absence becomes evident when Megan is lured by a mysterious figure at the window claiming to be her grandmother. Despite Lauren's protests, Megan opens the door or the window and allows the figure, later revealed to be a monstrous entity, to enter their home. This leads to their demise, as both Lauren and Megan are killed by this monster we also saw in season 2. Frank's failure to fulfill his promise and protect his family is a central source of guilt and regret for him. The episode portrays the tragic consequences of neglecting the safety measures and precautions enforced in the town that Sheriff Boyd has created. It serves as a reminder that the threat of the monsters is real and that the town's residents must abide by the strict rules to ensure their survival. You know, Boyd is the sheriff of the town, and he deeply feels the weight of the consequences of Frank's absence. He's shown in the episode to be visibly distraught and angry with Frank for not being home before dark. Boyd recognized the importance of following the rules and taking the necessary precautions to protect loved ones from the monsters that live outside. We also see the funeral scene for Lauren and Megan. Boyd expresses frustration and disappointment to Ellis, his son, and they don't have a relationship from what we have seen in the episode, and why that is, we soon discover. But Boyd emphasized the importance of protecting family, and implies that Frank's actions were responsible and huge from what we can see here. Boyd's own personal experiences and loss likely contribute to a strong reaction. As the sheriff, it's his responsibility to ensure the safety and well-being of the town's residents, and Frank's failure to protect his family reflects poorly on Boyd and his role as a leader. This is why he's also angry. Boyd's response to Frank's absence also reflects his past and the strained relationship he has with his son Ellis. It suggested that Boyd blames himself for the death of his wife Abby, and this may contribute to his anger towards Frank. Boyd holds the belief that a man should protect his family at all costs, and Frank's actions go against this principle. Now, the important part of the show and the episode is the journey of the Mathews family as they arrive in the town, and this is filled with questions and a sense of unease. Tabby, the mother, tries to comfort her son Ethan, who's struggling with the loss of his fake pet Norman. This is something that I always found it has more meaning than we think, but so far we have not got any confirmation about this. Let's see what happens with this. As they drive into the town, they encounter strange sights and strange behavior from the residents. They pass by Sarah, and the Mathews family arrival in the town is marked by a sense of disorientation and perplexity. They interact with the townspeople, including Boyd and Kenny, with their roles in maintaining order and safety, but hey, here comes more people. So the family sense that something is weird, the tires are flat, so there's a lot of questions about what is going on in this town. Their journey takes a turn for the worse when the RV encounters a tree blocking the road. This was prior to this, and frustration and confusion build as they find themselves trapped and unable to navigate their way out of the town. The car accident involving another vehicle brings chaos and further distress to their situation as they scramble to seek help and ensure the safety of their loved ones. The Mathews family find themselves into a world where the strange occurrences as the looming threat of the monster complicate their every move. As they are now in this unfamiliar territory, they're forced to confront the new dark secrets and dangers that the town holds. As the family continues their journey, their path becomes more convoluted with the repeated experiences of passing the same spots and encountering dead ends. This disorientation reflects the twisted nature of the town itself, where time and space seem to be distorted, confounding their efforts to escape. The roadblocks such as the fallen tree further hinder their progress and emphasize their entrapment. The car accident involving another vehicle, as we know, this event highlights the fragility of their situation and intensifies their desperation and fear they feel. It's through this that we get to see how they're trapped in this town as they become intertwined with the fate of the residents and the mysteries that surround them. After the accident, Sarah finds herself inside. She's still under the influence of her hallucinations, and she's hearing voices that command her to carry out specific actions that we get to see. The voices in Sarah's head begin to command her to harm him, in this case Toby. They tell her that Toby is dangerous and needs to be eliminated. I imagine this is what they say, and that's the reason why she does this. So there's a lot of meaning and symbolism in this episode revolving around the theme of safety and protection. The two groups, one inside Colony House that we get to see, and the other one's outside the RV, and what has to go on to create a safe haven for the characters. In this case, Colony House is a fortified house, and we get to see in the RV, on the other hand, that Jim and his son outside the RV symbolize the vulnerability and uncertainty they face when confronted with the dangers outside. So this is how the episode ends, with them in the RV and the concept of protecting Ethan, where we see Christy being the nurse. I have to say that the first episode has you already hooked about the potential of what's gonna come in the later episodes. I feel that the first episode immersed us into this world filled with tension and mystery. So there's a lot of questions, of course, as always, but moving into season 2, there's questions and answers that have not been revealed. But my name is Christian from Beyond Premiere. This is the first breakdown of the first episode of From Season 1. I will see you tomorrow. Leave your comment below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Christian from Beyond Premiere, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, one.